We're talking Blue Raider football. Live the Boulevard Bar and Grill, it's Rich Stockstill Live. 1 hour of football conversation with the head coach of the Blue Raiders. Be a part of the show on Twitter using the hashtag AskStock. Tonight's show is presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now with head coach Rick Stockstill, here's the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters. Let's go!
And welcome into the Boulevard on this Monday night as we work through the 108th season of Middle Tennessee football. The Blue Raiders coming off a 24-14 win over the weekend over Charlotte. We are coming to you from the Boulevard, just across campus at the corner of Middle Tennessee Boulevard and East Main Street. Our favorite sports bar and grill in Murfreesboro. It's nice and warm inside. Good food here this evening and nice beverages as well. And Coach, another Monday night, and glad to have you with us.
Appreciate it, Chip. Glad to be here.
Yep. Always get good service here, don't you?
She's the best.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Middle Tennessee gets the win 24-14 over Charlotte this past weekend. And you talked a little bit about it today on your weekly press conference, but with all of the things thrown in that were thrown at your team this week from an injury standpoint, all of a sudden you wake up on Saturday and 35 degrees hit you in the face. But you guys did a terrific job coming from behind. It had to be satisfying to your team and your players to go out and do what you did. Not everything was perfect all day, but you came back, and in the second half, a lot of great things happened in the second half, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, very seldom are things going to be perfect. And there's going to be adversity in every game, and you've got to be tough enough and disciplined enough to overcome it when it does hit you. And we had 5 starters out offensively, and obviously that has an effect on the game. And but there's nothing you can do about it. They're not going to cancel the game. So you go out and play, and we did an all right job. We just didn't finish drives the first half offensively. We got down there at the we threw an interception there on the plus side of the field, and we fumbled right before the half. And, but it was only a 14-7 game at halftime, so you're still in it. And came out the second half, and we finished drives better, and our defense was really lights out, played really good, and, shut them out the second half. And, played well in the kicking game. We kicked good. We covered good. Had the block punt there and did a lot of good things in the kicking game. So really proud of our team. It's a hard-fought win. And in college football, you can't look at somebody's record and say this team's not very good or this team is good. And everybody is good. There's a handful of teams that are obviously better than everybody else in the country, but each team, and I've said it forever, every week your team changes, and you've got to be ready to adapt and adjust and prepare your team the best you can.
Yeah, and last time I checked, they're handing out scholarships too.
Yeah, I mean
it's all part of it.
You look at Charlotte. I mean, they put up 59 points 2 weeks ago against a team that gave up whatever it was, 17 points to UAB. So it's that team had put 42 points up on us last year with basically the same personnel, and we came back and held them to 14. So did a really, really nice job defensively.
Yeah, when you left the Louisiana Tech game, probably pretty good idea that you weren't going to have Chase Cunningham against Charlotte. Probably we're not going to have Jalen Lane, but it's always been a next man up type mentality. Offensive linemen are always getting nicked up, and some may have to miss a week here or there, but they all did that, and you have you're in a fortunate situation that you had a backup quarterback who started 5 games a year ago and was an MVP of the bowl game. And so Nick Vattiato, you could tell that the guys there was nothing in the body language of your team on the field that they did not have anything but the ultimate confidence in him leading that football team.
Yeah, I have a ton of respect for Nick. He's a great team player, and he's still learning. He's not a finished product by any stretch, and especially at the quarterback position. He played the second half there, of La Tech, and that's the first time he's played since December 17th of last year. And you can practice all you want, but until you get out there and start playing, it's a whole different ball game. And he did a lot of good things Saturday. He did a lot of things he's got to get better at, but that's part of the maturation process that a quarterback has to go through, and especially a young quarterback like Nick, who hasn't played a whole bunch. Played really 3.5 games last year because he got hurt at FAU and wasn't able to finish that game, and so I really respect him. The team respects him, and he did a nice job. Especially the second half, leading our offense.
Yes, he did, and the Blue Raider defense kind of set the tone early. Forcing a missed field goal on the opening drive, and you had and I think that ball got tipped, and then you had the other block of the punt and got the score out of it. And for folks who have not seen that video of that block punt, just the rush that was put on Marley Cook basically blocked the protector right back into the punter and blocked it that way, and that's where Jordan Ferguson was able to pick it up and run it in from about 5 yards. But that was a pretty dominating play.
Yeah, it was. The first drive, DeCorian Patterson, came off the edge and got a hand on the kick to block it, and so that was a big time play there by him. And then on Marley's block there on the punt, it was 4th and 1, so we didn't put our punt block team out there. We kept our defense out there because of the threat of being a fake. So it wasn't an all-out rush. Marley just he went after it. There wasn't a block designed. Just gave great effort, and he's so powerful and so strong. He was able to knock the guy back into their punter, and then Ferg pushed J.K. away, so J.K. couldn't get the touchdown, and got the scoop and score, which was really big because they had stopped us, the first possession of the second half. Then we stopped them and get that. So it was a great turn of events.
It certainly was, and at halftime, Charlotte held the lead 14-7, and so many good things happened in that second half, and we'll tell you all about it. But first of all, remind you that tonight's show is brought to you in part by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Post are just $20 a year for 52 issues. Visit online at murfreesboropost.com today. We'll take a time out. More with Coach Rick Stockstill after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
This is Coach Rick Stockstill. Have you heard about the MTSU debit card from Ascend Federal Credit Union? This card is exactly what you need for your busy lifestyle. Use it online and in stores. Purchases are automatically deducted from your Ascend checking account, and you can even add the card to your mobile wallet for ultimate convenience. Bank where the Blue Raiders belong. Ascend Federal Credit Union, exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics.
Ascend is federally insured by NCUA. Visit us at ascend.org.
Put Lee Company on your team and you'll always be ahead of the game with home maintenance, improvements, and repair. Sign up for a Lee Company home maintenance plan to have your heating and air conditioning system tuned up twice a year. In addition, you'll receive a comprehensive electrical and plumbing home inspection, plus member-only discounts and priority service, all for as low as $8.25 a month. For the very best electrical, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time. If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
The Blue Raiders play here. WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back into the Boulevard here in Murfreesboro. Coach Rick Stockstill is here with us this evening as Middle wins 24-14 over Charlotte and gets the record at 5-5 right now with 2 games remaining in the regular season. And, Coach, on Saturday with the score 24-14 at halftime, and in that second half, we talked already about the block punt, but in addition to that, there were 3 different times during the second half where your defense was able to get off the field by holding them on 4th down. And a lot of times you will rarely get that many chances, but to cash in on them every time you had that opportunity was pretty doggone good. Yeah,
and again, you stop a team on downs, that's like getting a turnover. And, so a couple of their times, they were only 1 out of 2 on field goals coming into the game. And then, we blocked the first one. So that might have, might have changed his thought process a little bit. And, a couple of those times it was 4th and 1 there in that field goal close range, and then the last one there, the score dictated where he was at when he went for it on 4th and 6. But our defense did a really good job, and I say it all the time, or tell them all the time, that just because you get down there on the 1-yard line or it's 4th and 1 doesn't mean they have to score, doesn't mean they have to convert. And our guys very resilient, very competitive, very physical, very tough, and that's what you got to be to stop a team in a short yardage situation. And those guys did it, 3 times there, and it was really, really a big part of the game, part of the opportunity to win the game.
A couple of guys I wanted to bring up in particular. Trey Fluellen had 16 tackles on Saturday. 8 solo, 8 assisted, and it seemed that he was, every time there was a play being made, he was in or around it somewhere.
Yeah, Trey played really well. He's a smart football player, did a lot of good things there, and obviously, like you said, had a lot of tackles. But Trey's a really good football player, He's a very smart, instinctive player. And is getting better each week, as he played last year, obviously, but, now he's playing 100 snaps a game. And, he's getting better each week.
The other guy on defense I wanted to make mention of in particular was Jacoby Thomas, who is still a young player himself, just had, a spectacular interception on the sideline. And I don't know whether they go through drills where they try to get the toe tap down or whatever, but he certainly did get a foot down just inside the sideline. But he when he made the decision to come from basically center field over, he had his timing perfect.
Yeah, made a great athletic play. And, just again, he's a young guy. It's the first time he's played in college football, so he's going to get better each week. But he a very, very good athlete. He was a wide receiver, running back, DB in high school, and made a really nice play. And you talked about Trey, you talked about Jacoby there, but eventually you got to talk about Marley.
Yep.
And
Marley Cook was fantastic.
Just they couldn't block him, and just plays with such energy, such tenacity. He's just a really, really good football player and having a great year, and does so many things that are unseen because of the position he plays. When you're playing an inside defensive lineman, an interior defensive lineman, you don't see him much, but man, he's a big time part of that defense and really showed up big time in those fourth down stops.
When he is playing like that, or Zaylen Wood is playing like that, but in particular the way he was playing Saturday, are they changing things where they're having to put an extra man on him? And when that happens, that obviously changes the math around a little bit, gives you an advantage defensively.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's a little bit harder to do that with inside guys as opposed to edge guys, but it puts so much pressure on their inside guys because Ferg and Zaylen on the outside are getting up the field so fast and getting to the quarterback that the pocket, he can reduce the pocket, and Marley has really played well, and then J.K. Wise played well inside. That those guys have put a lot of pressure on the guard and the two guards in the center inside, which is really kind of helped Ferg and Zaylen, get a lot of one-on-one stuff.
Yeah, when you talk about things that get done because of toughness, running the football is one of those things that does that. And Frank Pizant had 84 yards, I think, the other night against Charlotte. As a team, Middle rushed for 103, and he had big runs. Ended up with 2 touchdowns on the night, one down close, but had a terrific 13-yard run for a score as well.
Yeah, and again, we had, Nick Sachs, take off the rushing total. So, we probably had a little bit more, than that there, if you could take, those sacks out of the equation. But I thought we ran the ball a little bit better. Nick had a couple nice runs there off zone keeps. And then, Frank is, he's not going to, he's a different type of physical runner. He's not a 225, 230-pound guy that, just brings that weight with him on every carry, but he runs the ball like a 230-pound, 225-pound runner because he's not going to make you miss. He's not going to avoid contact and you see it when he gets in space, he's going to hunt you up. And he's going to try to run through you, try to run over you. And then eventually there in the fourth quarter, you don't really want to tackle him like you do in the first. So he kind of wears on you, in a different capacity than a 225-pound guy. He's 200 pounds but runs like a 225-pound guy.
Yes, he does. And his efforts, along with so many, helped the Blue Raiders gain the 24-14 win over Charlotte that puts Middle at 5-5 on the year with 2 big games left to come. Nick Vattiato, the Blue Raiders starting quarterback from this past weekend, he is our guest coming up next. He will be with us as we return with more Rick Stockstill live from the Boulevard on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and proud partner of Middle Tennessee Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information. Or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where you go to see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Floyd Stadium. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
The flagship station for Blue Raider sports, WGNS.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for more Rick Stockstill Live. Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call, 615-867-1000, or online at leecompany.com. And folks, if you would give a nice round of applause, welcome in our Blue Raiders starting quarterback in Nick Vattiato from Plantation, Florida. Glad to have you with us tonight. And as I told you, Nick, I said it's nice to – we've had you on the postgame show several times, but it's nice to see you here in person than looking at you through a computer screen.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Good deal. I tell you, first of all, how cold was it on the sideline Saturday?
It was cold. It was, but it was better when you were on the field. So, I mean, you didn't feel it as bad. But on the sideline, defense would get one or two plays in, and you kind of start out to just walking back and forth so you weren't freezing up. But it was pretty cold. Yeah, it was all good, though.
I understand. Everything worked out, though. And, it was interesting how the game kind of played out as it went along. And like Stock said, it was the last time you started a game was December 17th of last year. Did it take to get a little lather up to get back to, okay, here's back to the speed of the real game?
Yeah, I think it was good that I was able to get a couple snaps in versus Louisiana Tech just to kind of get back in that flow a little bit. But obviously that was still a little weird too, just because it was the end of the game and it's not like a straight flow start to finish. So I think the beginning of Charlotte was a little bit of just kind of like you said, maybe getting the feet up underneath me. But I felt, once we got going, it was, business as usual, and felt good to be back out there.
Yeah, and in the second half, Frank got the running game going a little bit. And, boy, when those offensive linemen can get going and Frank or whoever happens to be out there, can get you that 3-4 yards to where it's second and manageable, third and manageable, sure makes your life a whole lot easier.
Oh, without a doubt, it's a difference maker. I mean, Frank ran phenomenal really all night. I mean, I can't think of a run he didn't get at least 3 or 4 yards. And, I mean, like you said, the O-line blocked well all night. Whether it was our zone plays or our gap scheme plays, I thought we did a great job. And, you know, I kept coming back to the sideline like, let's just give it to Frank. And, I mean, it worked out, so we're good.
I tell you, this week is going to be interesting because there's going to be somebody on the other side that obviously you're pretty close to, in Coach Dearman, who was here and did a terrific job last year. What do you think that dynamic is going to be like when, obviously, during warm-ups, y'all are going to run into each other out there?
Yeah, I mean, there'll definitely be something different. I mean, obviously he was here all last year. You know, that was also my first year in college too. I mean, you know, just throughout the season, you kind of constantly build a better relationship as the season goes on. You get closer, and especially, you know, when I started playing too, you kind of start talking more about game plans and whoever you're playing that week. But I mean, I really think, like, you know, after you probably see him pregame, it'll just be –
it's all the same.
It's all the same. It's normal. Yeah. We're playing FAU, and that's all it is.
That's exactly right. And I think a lot of times, you know, things like that get a little bit bigger, you know, made up, but it's still, you know, things have to be talked about, I guess, every once in a while. You're a terrific student-athlete. Tell folks here and who are listening, give me an average Tuesday for Nick Vattiato during the fall semester.
Average Tuesday, I'll probably wake up around 6:30, just give myself time. I have an 8 a.m. class. I have 2 classes in the morning. I have one at 8 a.m., then I have another one at 9:40, just back-to-back. And then I'll have my lift at 1 in the afternoon. So then, like, after that second class, I'll try to either get something to eat before the lift and also get work done if I have any, go to the lift. Then usually after the lift, we have about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before we have our team meeting. So whether it's, you know, just kind of watching film with Chase or Preston and the rest of the quarterbacks, or, you know, maybe just recovering a little bit, you know, we'll do that. Then we'll have our team meetings, kind of prep for whoever we're playing that week, go out and practice.
There's pretty much a meeting every day before you go out to practice, right?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
In the quarterback room, that kind of thing.
I mean, we're in the quarterback room as much as we're anywhere else, really.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we'll go out to practice, and then after practice, you know, you probably head back. If you have homework, get that done, or maybe you just get a little bit of chill time at the end of the night, and then it's kind of, you know, kind of repeat for Wednesday, and then, you know, it goes by fast because, you know, the weeks keep going, and you have a game, and you're in a routine, and next thing you know, the next game's up, so.
What's easier for you when it comes to doing homework? Do you go to the enhancement center, or is it easier to get in there, get focused, even if you've got 45 minutes, because it's in a great spot? You can get there really quickly on your way from class or whatever, or do you get distracted at home like I do?
No, I definitely – it is easy to get distracted. So I think I definitely – like, just because, like, the enhancement center's right there, and then you got the locker room, which is so close, and then the weight room, so it's all kind of right there. So just because it's so easy and that's all you're kind of focused on in that moment, it makes it easy to do the work.
You know, you're listed as a sophomore, and, you know, in your number one priority right now is to win football games. I know it would be a great gift to be able to get that year back from a year ago to where you would have 3 left, but it's still going to be I mean, the number one priority is to win games, but the dynamic, tell folks what it's like in that quarterback room, as far as you guys are tight as you can be, but competitive as well, because that's only going to be, the dividends of that are only going to be good.
Right. I think it just speaks to, like, our competitive nature, but 2, like, how great of a room we've built just throughout the spring. You know, in the spring it was a little weird because Chase was rehabbing, and it was really throughout the spring the only quarterbacks were myself, Kyle, and then Stone. So, you know, we were kind of small, but it allowed us to really get really close to one another. And Chase, even through his rehab, was all around with us. And then even in the summer when Preston and DJ came in, it was just kind of us 6, you know, whether it was going throughout summer workouts or even, you know, off field, just kind of hanging out, where we all kind of got close. But even on the field, we're always just pushing each other to get better. Not because, you know, you're trying to one-up another guy, but because you just want to be able to, you want to help him reach his best potential. And it just, you know, that's the way competition works. And I think, you know, Coach Brent has just done a great job of, like, kind of being, like, the facilitator of our group. And, I mean, we just kind of embody everything that he kind of teaches us.
Yep. One quick thing about Saturday. It's the final home game, senior day for 11 guys who will be going out there. How important it is for all of the underclassmen to be at their very best for those guys who put so much into the program?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they put so much in their program for so long. I mean, especially, you think of our captains, guys like Ferg and Chase especially, just kind of being a leader, showing what it means to be a great teammate at the same time and also perform on the field. So I think, if anything, you just sit back and learn and watch and take as much in before they're not here anymore, and I think that's really important.
All right. Nick, thanks so much for coming by tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Nick Vattiato, Blue Raider quarterback from Plantation, Florida. We will take a timeout, and we'll learn more about this week's opponent, the FAU Owls, as we continue with Rick Stockstill Live here on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
We're going to get into our routine with Daily Tennessee Jackpot. You got $1? Let's have some fun with it. Let's get
Did
those
you say
numbers
he's there?
going. How many are we picking?
He is on the Zoom.
And 1. And
Good
2,
deal. I'll go
and
right
3,
to
and
him.
4 and 5.
Sounds good.
Let's go. All of us Tennesseans are having fun now. Let's play and play.
Work out a win with drawings every day when you play Daily Tennessee Jackpot. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS.
Welcome back to the Boulevard and Rick Stockstill Live tonight, brought to you in part by Bud Light. Bud Light proudly welcomes Middle Tennessee fans back to Johnny Red Floyd Stadium this year. Bud Light is for the fans. Time now to head down to Boca Raton, Florida, and Chris Bartels, who is part of the FAU Sports Network, joins us from sunny South Florida today. Chris, how are you?
Hey, Chip, I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me.
Good deal. Good deal. Are you guys ready for 40-degree weather on Saturday?
Well, we were down at FIU the other night, and I was like, you know what? Let's just take a peek at Murfreesboro, and I think it was like a high of 42 and a low of like 28. I was like, I am not built for that. I'm glad I'm in the booth. Don't have to play in it, but hopefully the guys go out and are a little bit better weather than I am.
Well, talk a little bit about the what you guys had this past weekend, because I know the Shula Bowl between FIU and FAU, it gets quite emotional and has been since its inception when Coach Snellenberger got it all going.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things. Even in my household, we don't even say those three letters combined. That is the F word with that team down south, and my kids know that, and my wife knows that, and my parents and anybody else affiliated with Florida Atlantic. It's just bad blood in general. But I mean, they're a program FIU who had a win or had two good wins, and they got beat up by North Texas. So I think for them it was trying to be a bounce back. But since UTEP, Florida Atlantic really is showing a different side of what they were at the beginning of the season. They are way more physical in terms of in the trenches, having bigger bodies down there, more of a loaded box. And that could be a little bit to what UAB did and what FIU wanted to do in terms of, utilize Grayson James as their quarterback to run a little bit. But they've just been really physical the past two wins that they've had. I think the bye week helped get a few guys healthy. And, I think at a certain point of the season, the teams the players take ownership of the team. And I think that's kind of what happened during the bye week after the UAB game.
Yeah, and, one of the things that and you guys are no different than most everybody else in that, it's tough to go on the road in this league and win games. You guys were able to do that. Middle's done it. But, the home has been good for everybody, but there's a lot of teams in this league that are very similar when it comes to talent level, things like that. But everybody's got good coaching.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have a lot of respect for Coach Stockstill and Brent, obviously, on the coaching staff over there, and watching him. And I believe it was 2018, throw the 2-point conversion to win the game against Florida Atlantic was a heartbreaker. But I honestly, Chip, I'm not looking forward to going up there just because it's been since 2004 since FAU has won up there. And, it's just tough. It's tough. I think Coach Taggart and the staff are going to be excited about it. Obviously, Coach Taggart and Brent Dearman have history against MTSU or at MTSU, and hopefully their mindset is a little bit different than mine. And hopefully, these guys are ready to play, get on the plane. Last week for FIU, they just had to drive down south, 45 minutes. So still looking for that away game out of the state win for FAU.
Yeah, talk a little bit about, you mentioned Coach Dearman, with him being there. Is the offense still pretty much Coach Taggart's offense with Coach Dearman installing it, or has he been able to put his fingerprints on it?
I want to say that he has been able to put his fingerprint on it. I think a big change from my vantage point, just seeing things a little bit different. He's actually been not in the booth like he was at the beginning of the season. But now he's on the field. So I think the engagement with Coach Dearman and Nkosi Perry, and he's able to look at a receiver in the eyes on the sideline and coach him up right then and there instead of hearing it through a headset, I think has been a huge difference. But the offense in general, I think the one thing that Coach Taggart might have kind of pushed on the offense the later half of the season here is maybe just tempo. It's been a little bit quicker since North Texas. Even at UTEP, it was a little bit quicker, and each week it tends to be a little bit quicker. And I don't know if that's just because the players are getting the scheme and understanding the concepts a little bit better, or if it's just they're executing early and just wanting to push it a little bit more.
Yep. Now, defensively, FAU has never been short on talent, on athletic ability, and I'm sure we're going to see the same this year.
Absolutely. For the past couple of years, there seemed to have lacked like an emotional guy, like Aziz Al-Shire was an emotional guy a couple of years ago. We had a linebacker, Smith. Right now you got TJ Young, who coming into the season at safety was banged up after Charlotte kind of, limped through a couple games. He's back healthy, but playing nickel. Armani Eli Adams last week at safety. I don't know what his deal was, but he played angry. He was just a monster, dislodging people. But I think what people will be surprised with is the linebacker crew. Number 21, Jalen Wester, the brother of LeJontay Wester on the other side of the ball. And he was a walk-on through camp. A lot of coaches liked him because he could hit, and he was physical and emotional. And when Eddie Williams, the leading tackler, went down at UTEP on the opening kickoff, he stepped in. And I tell you what, I get excited watching this guy, and he's going to run around and make plays. But, again, he's a young player. And Coach Todd Orlando has mentioned this before. It's about reps. So I think the more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. But corners are stout. Safeties are strong. It's going to be a tough game either way. MTSU does a lot of different things offensively, and they always have some sort of wrinkle to throw out there. So hopefully, Florida Atlantic is kind of ready for that.
Okay, fill in the blank for me. Last question. FAU wins because of blank. Middle wins because of blank.
FAU wins because they established the running game early in Austin. MTSU wins because they hit a bunch of big plays early and get FAU out of their game plan.
Well, there you go. Put you on the spot there. Oh, I just got an update on the weather. It's going to be 70 and sunny. So no need to bring any cold weather.
There we go.
Any cold weather gear. So y'all just come on up and enjoy it, okay?
Hey, that sounds good, Chip. I appreciate it, man.
All right, I look forward to seeing you and Ken on Saturday. Thank you much.
Absolutely. Take care, guys. Thank you.
All right, Chris Bartels joins us, the color analyst, former defensive back for FAU, joining us on the show tonight. We'll take a timeout. More with Coach Rick Stockstill after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
It's red.
With heated seats.
Serious air conditioning.
And that little compartment thingy, where you put your sunglasses.
You found the perfect car. Now get the perfect loan with Ascend. We've got low rates, flexible terms, and you can apply online at ascend.org or at any of our branch locations.
I'm gonna name her Betty.
Auto loans from Ascend Federal Credit Union. Banking without the bank. Ascend is federally insured by NCUA. All loans are subject to credit approval.
Put Lee Company on your team and you'll always be ahead of the game with home maintenance, improvements, and repair. Sign up for a Lee Company home maintenance plan to have your heating and air conditioning system tuned up twice a year. In addition, you'll receive a comprehensive electrical and plumbing home inspection, plus member-only discounts and priority service, all for as low as $8.25 a month. For the very best electrical, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The Blue Raiders on News Radio WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Welcome back into the Boulevard here just across from campus at the corner of Middle Tennessee Boulevard and East Main Street here in Murfreesboro. Thanks to Chris Bartels, who joined us down from Boca Raton. Again, Saturday will be a 2:30 kickoff for Middle Tennessee and FAU. It will be senior day, so get to your seats early so you can be there to honor those young men. Also, basketball this week. We've got men's basketball tomorrow night. Huge game with Rice. It's the conference opener tomorrow night at 6 p.m., and then Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Lady Raider basketball, backyard rivalry with Belmont, who took a top 25 team, Louisville, to the verge over the weekend. Coach, one of the headlines in college football and headlines in the news over the last 24 hours was the situation that happened at the University of Virginia, and obviously super sad and a tough situation. I can't imagine being in their shoes, and we all have a friend whose son plays on that Virginia team, but that had to be just awful, the things that happened last night, and to be able – and now as a coach there for them to try to get through this, which they will, but it's a tough time for them.
Yeah, it's very, it's just a sad situation, a sad world we live in right now. And there's, the lack of respect that people have for human life is just disheartening. And Tony Elliott, who's the head coach there, I coached him at Clemson. I talked to him a little bit here today, and just prayers go out to him and his team and everybody involved. But it's just a sad world we live in right now that, for somebody to do that, to take 3 lives and potentially 2 others away, it's just very, very disheartening.
Yep, absolutely. But and I know you guys try to do everything you can to, and you never know where things are going to come from. But again, as you mentioned, just very, very sad. One of the wanted to make mention too, when we have some visitors who come with us today. One is your pop, who is making his first appearance at one of our radio shows, and you always talk about players getting hurt. Well, Dad got injured back early in the season, but we're glad to see him back in game shape.
Yeah, he didn't stay out as long as our players do. When our players get hurt, they're out forever. He was out like 2 or 3 days, and then he was back at practice. So he's the toughest man I know.
He's made out of some tough stuff from up in eastern Kentucky, isn't he?
He'll claim Ohio. I'll claim Kentucky.
But also one of the things that obviously it takes to fuel a football team is obviously getting those guys fed. And we're fortunate on campus you have Aramark Food Services and Amber Weaver, who heads up the catering and some of that special event stuff. She was here tonight, and those guys, they keep you running, don't they?
She's phenomenal. She's very selfless. I mean, she just works incredibly hard for everybody, and just so appreciative of her and what she does. And I mean, her and Coach Brock, I mean, they're just 2 people that you respect and appreciate so much because they're so selfless and care more about others than they care about themselves.
That's exactly right. There she is, right back there by Coach Brock. So give her a nice round of applause. Amber Weaver with Aramark Services, and they're here supporting tonight as well.
And she hadn't brought me any cookies lately.
Oh, so. Just putting that out there. So she said she was coming to the show next Monday night too. So maybe she'll have an extra one in her pocket. But there are a lot of folks who help keep that team rolling. And this week you've got again FAU back at home, and after playing at home last week, it's the first time all year we haven't had to go transition from home to road or anything like that. And I mean, do you try to encourage your guys this time of year to, if they can get that extra hour of sleep right now and get the rest, and as you're trying to, just grind through this last third of the season?
All right, now you try, they've got to be cognizant of that year round, and you've got to take care of your body from a nutritional standpoint, from a rest standpoint, because there's so many things on their plate, throughout the course of a year, or course of a season that, you can't wait till the last 3 or 4 games to say, I'm going to take care of my body. You got to do that at the very beginning. You got to do it year round, and your rest and your sleep, and young people don't realize that, how important sleep is and to the, your production, not only as a football player, as an athlete, but as a student. And you stay up all night on your phone and playing games and all that kind of stuff, you're going to pay for it the next day. So we try to talk about it year round, and how important, your diet and taking care of your body and rehabbing and prehabbing and all those things that, you got to be a professional. You can't wait till you're in the NFL or the NBA or the Major League Baseball. You got to be a professional at a young age and take care of your body, and that's part of being a professional.
Yep. As we were talking to Chris Bartels, he was talking about how their team has played a little differently over the last few weeks with a higher level of toughness. Have you seen that on film from them as well?
They're a good team. They're a good team, and I wouldn't say it's, anything different. They played Purdue to a 2-point game and played UCF tough earlier in the year, and they had a tough loss out there at UTEP and had a big win the next week against UAB, and they had an open date and then beat FIU Saturday. So it's a good football team to me. It's been a very consistent football team. I wouldn't look at it and say, yeah, they're tougher today than they were yesterday. They've always been a physical defense.
Yep. With them athletically, and you've talked about the Florida schools and in particular what they've done at FAU in the past, that the amount of talent that's around them. You've Coach Taggart right now, as they've tried to build that program back, they've taken advantage of it, and they always look athletic when they hit the field.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have to build it back. I mean, that thing's always been, he inherited a good team. He's got a good team, and I mean, they can run. They've always been able to run, and just like FIU, those guys can run, and they're athletic, and they got a seasoned quarterback. Transfer there from Miami, and so he played a bunch at Miami. He's played now 2 years, at FAU. So he's got good people around him. He's got 3 or 4 different transfers up front in the offensive line. He's got a couple at receiver that have impacted that team, and they're a very explosive offense, and it's a good football team.
You were asked about it a little bit this morning, but we'll ask it again here. With Coach Dearman being on that staff down there now, is there any oddness to that when you run into somebody out there during warm-ups or whatever?
No, sir. None whatsoever. I appreciate Brent, what he did here last year, and have nothing but respect for him. But, no, it doesn't change. Skip Holt's son, Trey, was at Charlotte last week, so I got a bunch of buddies that, are all over the place. And, like Nick said, say hello before game, pregame warm-ups, but once the thing, you're on outside the white lines and inside the white lines, it's, it's all ball.
Yep. And last week's depth chart changed a pretty good bit because of injuries and with guys out and coming back. Any update you can give us on the guys that we were missing a week ago?
No, Chip, it's because, we practiced yesterday, and nobody that did not play Saturday practiced yesterday, and then, today's their day off. So you'll get a better feel. I'll get a better feel. We'll get a better feel for all that, come Wednesday, and see who's, able to go and all that. But, it's that time of year, you get down to, the last few games and everybody hurts. Something's wrong with everybody, and, so we'll just see how the rest of this week goes. And hopefully we can get one or two of those guys back.
All right, we're going to take a final break and be back with our final segment with Coach right after this. You're listening to the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Make a comeback after joint and back pain and get back to what you love with help from Ascension St. Thomas Joint Replacement Institute and Ascension St. Thomas Spine Institute. Our experienced care teams offer the latest technology to help shorten recovery, including minimally invasive options and robotic surgery. And to make getting care easier, we connect the dots for you, helping you navigate everything from imaging and lab services to pharmacy and physical therapy. Details about appointment scheduling can be found at ascension.org/St. Thomas Joint and Spine.
This is Coach Stockstill. I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. The Tennessee Department of Transportation spends $19 million every year just to pick up litter. There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
This holiday, whether you're roasting a Kroger Simple Truth turkey for 40 or making a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, whether you're baking a pie with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples like Grandma's or ordering private selection cream pies when Grandma's pie is all gone, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and proud partner of Middle Tennessee Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
Blue Raiders play basketball tomorrow night against Rice. Women's basketball Wednesday night against Belmont. And Blue Raider football on Saturday against FAU. Coach, this time of year, everybody is jockeying, looking for postseason play to try to get in the bowl situation. You've got two teams that are 5-5 and scrapping for everything on Saturday.
Exciting time, it's and that's what makes college football what it is today, that every game, whether it's the first game, the last game, the middle game, there's always some type of ramification to it. And so we're excited, looking forward to it. I appreciate everybody and look forward to getting out there and rolling.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right, for Coach Rick Stockstill, Chip Walters saying thanks for being here. Darius White has been our studio producer. We'll be with you tomorrow night, 5:30 on the Blue Raider Network, pregame for Blue Raider basketball against the Rice Owls. Until then, good night for the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.